welcome back to my channel. This is, sorry it took me so long to get this next video out. I've just been watching a lot of movies and freaking enjoying myself, so been taking my time. But this is 1986. I'm gonna have Kayla back for 1987 because that's her birth year, so she'll be on the next episode. And I'm knocking this one off by myself. And I had to take down all my freaking decoration behind me because it kept falling and it was causing me a pain in the butt. So I took it down. Now I'm decorated. And yeah, 1986. Such an awesome year. Like, oh man, every year in the 80s is just so stacked with movies. I don't even know where to actually, like, what 5 to pull because there's so many for every year. It drives me insane. But I pulled 5 that I think are at the top of the year. They're all absolute must-owns, must-sees. I'm going to try and keep it to just that for these episodes. All movies that are just like movies I would give my stamp of approval on and think that everybody should own them in their collection. And with that said, I'm just going to jump right to my first pick here. And I had to pull this out of my Critters box set. This is the first Critters. Critters 1. It's directed by a guy named Stephen Herek, who I'm not familiar with. But yeah, it has Dee Wallace. Probably the most familiar face in this. Is there anybody else? M. Emmett Walsh, Billy Greenbush. So Billy Bush. Not a ton of familiar faces, but this is a fun one. It's like farm horror. Like I said, this is from the Scream Factory Critters set. Oh man, I'll start by saying that my friends Brendan and Sam over at Our Life in Horror have like a life-sized real critter. Like, no, not real critter. I wish that'd be fucking cool. But just like a replica model, and it's so freaking detailed and cool. I wish I had it for this episode. It's awesome. But yeah, Critters. It's obviously capitalizing on the Gremlins fame from a couple years prior, but this is its standalone. Like, it opens up in the beginning and it's very sci-fi. There's aliens on a ship fighting, and a few of them come crashing to Earth and start to wreak havoc on a farm, and then a tiny town basically. But they're creepy. They're creepy little bastards. It's hard. There's not a whole lot to say about Critters. Like, unless you're doing a full deep dive of the whole movie and you're gonna spoil and everything, there isn't a whole lot to say. It's little alien critters. They're cool looking, and they wreak havoc on this farm, and the people have to figure out what to do. And like, the one cool thing I do like is that 2 of the aliens possess 2 rock stars. They're like rock stars in the movie, and then those rock stars are coming to like to help take down the critters basically. And it leaves it up a little bit in the first half, wondering who's good, who's bad, kind of thing. There isn't a ton of story. It's just critters wreaking havoc. I do need to rewatch the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th one in the series because I don't really remember those 3, so I need to give those a rewatch and see where this series actually goes. I do know that Mick Garris directed number 2, I believe. Like, yeah, I won't get into the other ones. This is all about the first one. And this first one I would give probably like a 3. Good solid 3 out of 5. Just for chaos and fun. Check out the first Critters. If you own that box set, don't let it sit on the shelf. Throw it in. Give it a play. Next up here, this is from Vinegar Syndrome, representing on the sweater. Nice. This is just the standard edition. Well, it's not standard edition. Sorry, it's collector's edition. But this is from Vinegar Syndrome. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Yeah, from Vinegar here, 4K. Really nice. Beautiful looking. This thing comes packed. It's got 3 discs. So the movie on Blu-ray, the movie on 4K, and then a bonus disc of just tons of special features. Some of the special features here we're looking at. What's it all have? We got it's newly restored 4K scan, 35mm original camera negative. Comes with a, what's the sound specs on this? Does it say? Nothing on the sound specs, eh? Huh. Usually they tell you on the back, but apparently not. Yeah, but this thing has tons, man. Commentaries from Bill Moseley, Carolyn Williams, Tom Savini. Like, just tons of commentaries. And then you also have, like, tire making ofs. Oh, man, it's insane how much special features are on this bitch. So, yeah, this is honestly the definitive edition. You could get the very nice hard box slip cover from Vinegar as well. But when I purchased this, they were already freaking sold out of that version of the movie, so I ended up just buying the standard, which is okay. I love the thick boxes and the extra deco, but I'm okay just having the movie in my collection as well. Yeah, just a fun one. Directed by Tobe Hooper. Just goes batshit crazy in this one. This is my number 4 of the episode. This one I would give probably a 3 again. I know this is loved by a lot of people. I do like it a lot. It's just not loved. I have some problems with the final act. I'll say that. But for the most part, it's just a fun, ridiculous horror movie. Dennis Hopper is awesome. I love his character in this. Especially dual chainsaws nearing the end there. I like a lot of the scenes they copy from the first movie. Like, they try and do the hammer thing again with the girl and the 120-something-year-old grandpa. They're doing that scene again. Moseley is awesome in this. When he's scratching his freaking head and pieces of skin are coming off and he's eating them, it's just cringy as fuck. Grosses me right out, actually, every time I see that. And what else can I say? The lead actress, what's her name? She does an excellent job in this. I like her. What the fuck's her name? I think it's Caroline Williams. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Caroline Williams. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, it's a must see. Texas Chainsaw 2. Like I said, for these yearly episodes I'm trying to stick to the main movies. Like, there's so many to choose from if you want to do obscure titles and stuff. But because I am doing 50 years and I'm only doing 5, I'm trying to stick to the mainstream movies. And I also have to go with things I actually have in my collection too, because I'm trying to stick to physical media. So yeah, Texas Chainsaw 2. If you don't own it, pick it up. I'm pretty sure it's still available right off Vinegar Syndrome's website. And then, next up here at number 3, this bumps up to about a 4 for me, maybe even a 4.5. And that is Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. I don't need to talk a lot about this. I just put out a Friday the 13th episode not too long ago, where I talked about the entire series and ranked them. So if you want to see my deeper thoughts, you can go check that out. But yeah, Part 6. I put this as my number 1. My number 1 in the Friday the 13th franchise. But honest to God, it bounces up and down. It's truly like 1 minute, this one's my number one. The next minute, this one's my number one. It's whatever mood I'm in. This one I just find the funnest. This is the one where they just go batshit crazy. They go bananas basically, like just the opening alone, where he gets brought back to life by Tommy Jarvis, using the rod through him and the lightning bolt hitting it, and he stands up and all the maggots and bugs are falling off him. Freaking awesome. And then it cuts to the James Bond opening where he's just walking across the screen. It does this turns and slashes and the blood pours down the eye kind of thing. Freaking awesome. I absolutely love all that. And then all the kills are great. The fact that later in the movie, that like there's actually kids at the camp for a change, like actual kids, which I thought is cool. I think the lead actress in this, she plays like kind of like sort of the love interest to Tommy Jarvis. She's awesome in this movie. She does an excellent job. I like her style of acting. Leading right up to the ending. Like, there's also her dad in this movie is the police chief, and his death is phenomenal. Like, he gets bent backwards. It's freaking nasty. It like in half backwards, basically. Really gross death there. Awesome kills. Great Jason build up, and then an awesome ending. I love it. I won't go too long on these. Next up here at number 2, this one bounces up. Not bounces up. This is also a 4.5 from me. This borders on a 5. It's pushing, but I don't give it a 5 just because my 5s are reserved for strictly my favorite movies of all time. And this one is David Cronenberg's The Fly. This is from my Fly collection from Scream Factory as well. I haven't seen all of them in that set. I need to get on it. As a matter of fact, I think I've only ever seen the 2 original, like the original and then this one, the remake. I've never seen all the sequels. But phenomenal stuff here, man. Cronenberg is, to me, this is Cronenberg's best movie he ever did. It's his masterpiece. I find him a little bit overrated on some of his other movies, but this one is not. This one is an absolute must-see. Some of the best body horror in movie history. It does everything and does it very well. Goldblum and Gina Davis, married at the time, I believe, or at least were getting married, met each other or something like that. I think they were married when this was filmed, so their chemistry is awesome. Yeah, just watching Goldblum go from like just a nice dude to a freaking a fly, and his attitude changing. It's just sad. It's a good love story. It's sad. It's gross. It's just got everything. Freaking phenomenal. Catchphrase from hell: "Be afraid. Be very afraid." Like, great lines. It's just, oh man, absolute must. This pushes towards a 5 for me. Must see, 1986. It's hard. If you haven't seen The Fly, then you must watch it. Put it at the top of your list. That easy. And then my number 1 pick for 1986. This might even be my number 1 movie of the film of the year in general. Don't quote me because I haven't done that list, but it's Aliens. The follow-up to Alien, obviously. One of the all-time greatest horror movies. This is the 4K collector's edition. Comes with the Blu-ray. Comes with everything. This is the end-all, be-all for Aliens. It's ridiculous. I do have it in a couple other formats, but honestly, after watching this 4K, I will never watch this movie in any other format. This is just phenomenal. Beautiful to look at. Sound is awesome. Oh man, what can I say? This one, do I go to a 5? Like, the original Alien, I like it better than this. So to me, this is probably still going to stick at a 4.5. No fives from me for 1986 on these horrors, but this is as close to a 5 as you can possibly get. It's just not one of my personal favorite movies of all time. I love all the characters. I think all the acting is great. I just find it a little bit slow in the middle act. Not brutally slow, just a little bit slow in the middle. And I find the aliens a little bit... how do I explain this? Like in the first movie, there's only one alien, right? And they make that alien just feel so unstoppable. Like just one alien can do so much damage. It's practically impossible to beat one of these aliens. These are the greatest aliens ever made, basically. And I believe they are. And then in this movie, because they upped the action, James Cameron makes this a spectacle. It makes the aliens feel less important to me, I guess. Like, they're just annihilating them in the third act of the movie. With machine guns, they're just blowing them in half. And it just seems too easy to eliminate these beasts. And that part, I guess, like, that's it. That's my only complaint. And it's not even that big of a deal, because this movie stands alone from the first movie. They're two separate movies. But I do love the scene where Sigourney and Newt are I always call her Sigourney. Ripley and Newt are trapped in the room by the asshole guy that works for the company. And the face hugger's trying to get them. Oh, man. That scene's really freaking good. I absolutely love it. It gives the face huggers their own character at that point, I believe. Like, it really makes them stand alone. Stand by themselves as their own. And then, what do you say? The ending. The last half hour of the movie is just top-notch, phenomenal stuff. The alien queen, the look of it. It's just so cool. This is like sci-fi horror at its absolute finest. Yeah, what can you say? She gets in the fucking dock loader and fights the alien queen. It's fucking awesome. Oh man, what else can I say? Lance Henriksen is phenomenal in this as the robot droid, the android. Yeah, love it. All 5 of these. As per usual. All 5 of these are absolute must-buys, must-owns. I'll try to hold them up to the camera, but I doubt my camera can even focus in on the spines. The lighting ain't the greatest and my camera sucks, but freaking awesome, man. Such a good year. Like I said, I could be giving you like top 20s, top 30s easily for these years. But it would just be long episodes. Each episode would be an hour and a half, basically. And first off, I don't know if people want to watch an hour and a half of me talking. But going forward, 1987 I have coming up. And then I'm also over the weekend, I'm going to watch another do another one of my single movie spotlight episodes where I just highlight an absolute must-own from a certain year. I haven't picked the year, I haven't picked the movie yet. I'm going to do that over the weekend and do a little deeper dive on one single movie. Probably spoilers and stuff. I can't really help it because if you're going to dedicate a whole episode to one movie, you have to kind of talk about the movie. So, spoilers for those episodes. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining me, as always. I appreciate anybody that takes the time out of their day, because I know our time's limited. So anybody that would take time to watch me talk about movies and try to get you to buy some of these titles, like honestly, if you're thinking about starting to collect, like that's what my channel's kind of all about, is just recommendations for new collectors and even people that are collecting and haven't added some of the titles to their collection yet. Everything I'm showing, especially in this series of 50 years of horror, they're all absolute must-owns for fans of horror. Grab them all. Any of them you don't own as I do them, just throw them in your cart and buy them. Get them in your collection. But yeah, thank you so much. I will talk to you again on my next episode. I don't know when I'm going to post it because this is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, so I'm a little busy, but I will get it up as soon as possible. Next week, I plan on getting a buttload of episodes up. I want to knock off 87, 88, maybe even 89, and stick in an episode or two of single movie spotlights, must-owns. So thank you. Talk to you soon. Have a good Thanksgiving if you're Canadian.